Hey, it's Ian at Really Good Thinking, home of ideas that matter. How you doing? I thought I'd do an audio version of this blog post because not everybody wants to read. Some people like to listen, so do a bit of both. Anyway, it's called Have You the Balls to Stand for Something and Let It Shape Your Future? Plus, signing a book deal. I did something that'll shape my long-term future. It'll define me and show the world, should they give a crap, what my biggest thoughts are and what kind of person I am. When this gets out, some doors might slam shut. Others will open so wide you could get my neighbour and her incredibly rectangular bingo mates through it side by side in gangs of 10. So what did I do? I committed to writing a book called How to Be a Superhuman, using the amazing power of social networks to make a living, make a life and make a difference. Currently there's a bare page on Amazon, and sparing any disasters, the book will be available next spring. So obviously I'm really looking forward to that, but I've got to write it first. So it's not that dramatic, but hey, it's a big deal for me, and I'm very pleased that I've got this opportunity to write about something I'm passionate about. It's as if that woolly idea that's always been some distance in the future now has bones. Soon it'll have flesh and guts and a life of its own. And yeah, something of me will be in those pages, and to some degree I'll be defined and judged by them. The reality is, instead of being only an idea, which may be infinitely great, flawless, with no compromise or dirty rotten bits, my book will be out there and everyone will see how amazing or crap it is. Sorry, I didn't mean to be melodramatic, but it definitely won't be crap. Though actually, in the scheme of things, I think it's an important book, but in the scheme of things it's of negligible significance. But you get my point. It's massively important to me, and I reckon it'll help people focus on the good we can do together, and it'll inspire us to make a real difference for each other and for the world. I mean it. Why write anything if you don't think it'll be amazing? So I'm bursting to tell people about it, and I better save that for future posts and videos. Then nobody will be able to keep me quiet. So why am I telling you this? Well, there are loads of reasons. Not least because I'm grateful for all the kind, generous and outstandingly bright people I'm getting to know through our global digital connectedness through Twitter and things like that. Truly appreciate all the inspiration and love that comes my way through you guys. And if you care about people, you naturally want to share stuff with them, right? The second reason is that I know that you guys will help me with this book. You'll tell me about inspiring people and stories you've discovered, and you'll share your ideas about my book with your mates. If you like it, if it's helpful for you, it might be useful for your mates. I'm sure you'll pass it on. So that's going to be great. And I want you to be part of things right from the start. So please, let me have some great stories and ideas about people who are making a difference and changing the world and being caring and kind and generous and using social networks to do stuff that they couldn't previously do. Fantastic. The third reason is related to that, and it came from a post I read called If We Want to Be Champions, We Should Talk About Our Goals by Matthew Goldsborough. It's only a short post, but it's a great little piece about a boxer named David Haye. You might have heard of him. The post sort of sums up a great reason why I'm telling you this stuff today. If we get our ideas out there, instead of keeping them in our heads and never taking action, we increase the likelihood of making sensational things happen. Of course, we also increase the likelihood of frightening ourselves to death because not everything goes so smoothly. You've got to deal with that and just get stuff out there. I've had 134 million great book ideas, but this is the first time I've been really serious about actually plonking my ass on a chair long enough to write one. Well, I've signed a contract now, so I've got to get on with it. And yeah, I really have discovered some important things I'm passionate about, I care about. I think I have a unique angle on stuff. Anyway, I've got things to say, and I think those things can help us build more caring, more generous and on-purpose lives too. So, I guess that's the fourth reason I'm telling you this stuff. And like a slinky radio DJ, that brings me smoothly to this. Passion. I think I found mine. I think deep down I've always known what my passions are. And now my purpose, the point of my life, is getting clearer and clearer every day. I'm really working on that. I found that purpose starts to emerge when we get in touch with the deepest passions and we start to be honest about them, what we really want, who we really are, and what motivates us and what drives us. That's the thing we've got to have the balls to do, to get that stuff out there, that really core stuff that we really care about. Get that out there. And we want to tell the world, there's that thing that we really absolutely care about. That's the thing we want to tell the world. Find that thing or those things, and then figure out ways to build more of them into your life, or build your life around those things. Now, if you're struggling with that, there's help on the way. In the written blog, which you'll find at reallygoodthinking.com, there's a great video in this post about having the balls to put your stuff out there, and it's by Randy Commissar, who's a brilliant business person and a great thinker, and he gives you ideas about how to find your passion. If you're struggling to find passion, instead of looking for one passion, find passions. And that's a great, I suggest you go to reallygoodthinking.com and find this post on having the balls to put stuff out there, and then watch that video by Randy Commissar. It makes a lot of sense. There's a question that results in a lot of frustration for people, and confusion and paralysis perhaps, and that is the question of, what is my passion? And Randy Commissar suggests we should reframe that to, how can we find our passions in life? If we could just stay still for a moment, I think most of us could see really obvious clues as to what our passions are. I know one of the major blockages is finding out and believing that we can actually turn our passions into a lifestyle where we can still pay the bills and get by in the so-called real world. But don't let those thoughts hold you back from this great video of Randy Commissar, because it's one of the clearest and most helpful I've found on the subject of discovering your passions. Anyway, remember, a lot of this stuff to do with finding passion and passions is about experimenting, and it's about trying stuff out. So don't worry, make mistakes. Somebody said, don't worry, be crappy. Take risks, get stuff out there. That's the key to what I'm talking about in this post. That's the key. Passion is the thing that you need to get out there. So we'll get better and better as we get things out there, as we listen to feedback, as we hear from other people and take on board the good stuff that they have to bring. So we need a little patience. So that's what I'm doing with this book. I'm writing it, I'm having it published, I'm putting an idea out there. And with your help and encouragement along the way, I know I've got every chance of producing something amazing. I thank you. This is Ian Aspin for Really Good Thinking. Think better, feel better, take an aspirin. Catch you later. Bye.